Welcome to Holy City News. I am Miriam Arad, and here is our lead story today. Following on from the triumphal entry of Jesus the preacher into Jerusalem yesterday, we have an exclusive interview with the man whose life changed when Jesus entered Jericho. Hello, Zacchaeus. Tell us, how did you meet Jesus and what happened?
Hello. Well, I'd heard that this amazing preacher was coming to our city. So I decided to come out and try and see what all the fuss was about. But when I came out of my counting house, I couldn't see anything. I mean, I'm quite a small person, so I couldn't see over the crowd and I couldn't get through the crowd because it was so thick. So
what did you do then?
Well, I had a brainwave. I thought, I'll run up ahead of the parade, and if I can find a sycamore tree or something, I'd climb up that. So that's what I did. I ran forward, climbed up the sycamore tree, and I could look back and see what was happening.
So what happened next?
Well, I could see Jesus and all his followers, and they were getting closer. But I didn't think this Jesus looked awful special. I mean, just ordinary clothes, and he wasn't even riding a horse, he was just walking. Anyway, as they got closer, I could really see him, and he was talking to everybody around about him. But then he got to my tree, and then he stopped. He looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, come down, for I am to eat in your house today." I just about fell out of the tree in surprise. Me? I mean, how did he know my name? And why choose me, to eat in the house with me? So anyway, I jumped down and joined them. I mean, mind you, the crowd weren't very nice. They were quite hostile, and they were saying things and calling me a sinner.
I can understand why it was upsetting, but why all the hostility? Was it something that you had done to the crowd?
No, but you see, I used to be the tax collector in Jericho. I collected the taxes for the Romans. And of course, like all tax collectors, I didn't just collect the tax for the Romans. I had my little percentage that I added on top. But it was fair. I mean, it didn't matter whether you owed 2 shekels or 200 shekels. I still charged the same percentage, it's just 20%.
20%?
Yeah.
Didn't they complain to the Romans?
Ah, they didn't dare, because if they did, I just told the Roman captain that they'd fallen short on the amount that they were supposed to pay, and then he would just order them to be flogged.
See. So, tell us what happened when you got to your house.
Right. When we got to my house, Jesus and some of his close followers, that's the ones they call disciples, they came in while the rest of the disciples stayed outside to keep the crowd back from the doors and windows. So then we had some bread and wine, the best of wine that I have, and then some vegetable stew that my servant had prepared. So,
Yes, I know. But I believe it's what happened after that that's important. Tell us all about that.
Right. Well, after we'd finished eating and the plates were all cleared away, Jesus just leant over, just like that, looked me in the eye and said, "Well, Zacchaeus." And he didn't say anything else. He just said, "Well, Zacchaeus." And I just looked at him, and I could feel these eyes just sort of staring into me, like they were staring into my very head or just into my very heart. And before I could stop myself, I found myself blurting out, "I'll give half my money away to the poor and needy."
That's very generous.
Ah, but that's not all. In the next breath, I said, "Anybody that I have cheated on, I shall pay them back fourfold."
Fourfold? 4 times over? Did Jesus force you to say that? Did he
No,
threaten you with his disciples?
no, I just did it of my own free will. When I did say it, I felt such a relief. I was so glad. Felt as if a big burden had been lifted off of me. But then Jesus just stood up. He turned, went outside and brought me with him. And he said to the crowd, "This man has been renounced of all his sins." And the crowd cheered. And ever since then, all I've done is just help his followers here in Jericho to spread his word.
Well, thank you, Zacchaeus. But that is all we have time for now. Well, there you have it. The change Jesus brought about in one man when he entered Jericho. Now that Jesus is here in Jerusalem, what news can we expect in the next few days? Keep following us on this channel and find out. I'm Miriam Arad, and this has been Holy City News.